Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Omar Malik, and today in this tutorial we'll be covering on how to stream on YouTube via OBS as the heading states. Okay, the subheading is how to use OBS and how to go live via OBS on YouTube. I will do this in following steps. First, I will sign into YouTube account because I'll need the settings from the YouTube. Second, I'll sign into Skype because we'll be adding a guest on OBS via Skype. Configure the sound settings on the desktop. Configure the sound settings on OBS. Configure OBS settings. Add a scene and sources and add a Skype guest. So without wasting any time, let's crack on and sign into YouTube first. So what we need to do is we need to open a browser, Chrome or any browser you are using. Click onto YouTube, sign into YouTube, type in your name. It'll ask me which account do I need to sign into. Select your right region or your right channel. Once I've signed in, I will leave it as it is, minimize it. Okay, so the first task is completed. I've signed into YouTube. Sign into Skype. All you do is open Skype. Make sure you have the latest version of Skype, and it's this, by the way. If you have 3-4 options, it's the first one. Click onto Skype. Mine should already be signed in. Use this account. Okay, everything is there. We need to make sure the NDI option is available. It's enabled. Settings, calling, advanced, and allow NDI usage. That's already enabled. Cross it, minimize it. Second task is done as well. Configure the sound on desktop. It's very simple. All you do is you right click onto sound, open sound settings. Okay, click onto sound control panel. Okay, now you will not have the same devices there for your settings. Whatever you have, you will have by default. So if you are using, right now I'm using the headsets, the Bluetooth, your could be the speakers or your external, whatever devices you are using to play back. The first option is, as you can see, the first tab is, we have 4 tabs there: playback, recording, sounds, and communication. So I am in playback now. So I need to make sure this is my playback device. Okay, click onto properties, advanced, make sure this is on 2 channel 16-bit 44,100 Hertz CD quality. Enhancement, leave it as it is. Level, make sure it's on 100%. General, apply, and OK. But if you are using any other devices, let's say if you're using your speakers, external speakers or TV, then you might have different options. So the level, it needs to be 100. Advanced, you will have, then if this is the case, then you need to have 16-bit 48,000 Hertz DVD quality. Okay, do not allow the devices to take exclusive control. Apply, okay, and you need to make sure this is set by default. In my case, this is set by default, so I'll leave this as it is. Recording, which device are you using? This is your microphone. In my case, then again, I'm using my Bluetooth device, but if you have, I already have an external device as well, which is my webcam. So you click on this again, click onto properties, go on to levels, make sure it is on 100%, advanced, and if it's your if it's the Bluetooth device, it'd be the 1600, but if it's your microphone, any other devices, then you need to change it to the DVD quality. Okay, so apply, okay, listen, that's fine. So I'll show it to you what I mean. microphone advanced. As you can see, this gives me the option. So make sure if it gives you the option that you need to select 48,000 Hertz and DVD quality, and make sure this box is unchecked. Okay, right now I'm using this, apply and OK. So this is my sound settings done for my system. I need to go back and now configure the sound on OBS. So what we need to do is we need to open OBS. Mine's already open. Open OBS. Let me show you how to open the OBS if you need to do it from the scratch. OBS. Click on it and it opens the OBS. Voila. Okay, so what we need to do is first we want to make sure, can you see the mic? When I'm speaking, you can see this changing. Okay, this is changing. Click onto settings, advanced audio properties. This, leave it as it is. Please do not make any changes in this. You click on properties again. This time just the properties. Device, what device would you like to use? From here you can select that. In my case I'll be using the headset, so this is what I'm using, or you can leave it by default, or if you have your device there, make sure you select your device. Your speakers, you need to select your speakers as well. I usually leave them by default. That's fine. Okay, so we have configured the OBS, configure the sound on OBS. That's completed. Let's configure the OBS settings. Minimize this. As you can see, OBS on the right hand side you have control panel. Under controls you have start stream, start recording, studio mode, settings and exit. So let's click onto settings first. Okay, leave everything by default. Stream, I will talk about this later on. Output, okay, this is what your output quality would be like. So try not to change anything. The video rate, leave it at 2500 kilobits per second. Encoder hardware, if that doesn't work, sometime you have to change it to software, but in my case I leave it to hardware only if you have trouble. Everything else, recording format, either you can change it to MP4 or to MKV, it's entirely up to you. I'll change mine to MP4. Output, that's fine. Audio, it's already by default. Do not make any changes, leave it as it is. Video, okay, make sure both of these, the input, the resolution and the output are exactly the same. You cannot do this, that select two different settings. So the base needs to be 1280 by 720 and also the output needs to be 1280 by 7. I've changed it, 1280 by 720. FPS is frames per seconds. This needs to be at 30. That's more than enough. Make sure you need to pay attention to this video. If you don't, you could have serious problems. Okay, hotkeys. Once you get to learn how to do things, then you can add shortcuts on how to do things. But for the time being, we will leave it as it is, advanced. You can leave that, you don't need to make any changes. Once this is right, click, I don't know if you can see, apply and OK. That's fine, you should be able to see apply and OK there. Okay, so what we've done is we've configured OBS settings as well. Next bit is add scenes and sources. Okay, for this what I have done is, let me give you another scenario. Imagine that we are having an event, and in the event we have a banner. What it could be, let's say your local meeting, your banner, your host, then you have tilawat translation, nazm, speaker, dua and credits. Okay, so how many things do we have? Altogether we have 8 things in there. So what do we need to do? Okay, one of the reason you have two options. What we usually do is when we go live, I would highly recommend that you have the tilawat recorded, and then we can add this to the scene so it can be played. Tilawat translation recorded, and Nazm recorded as well. One of the reason why I say that we use recorded these three things is when people go live, sometimes they can make a mistake. Because we'll be going live, a number of other people will be watching the videos as well. So in order for the reader not to make mistakes, I would highly recommend that we have the tilawat translation and Nazm pre-recorded. Okay, so it helps you because you'll have less guests to handle with, and second, it's easy for you to manage. So now this is the scenario we'll be working with. So what do we need to do? It's that simple. Once we have I'm back on the OBS. On the left hand side, as you can see, these are the scenes. Okay, and then we have the sources. So the scenes, what I will do is I'm going to name all my scenes exactly as my this layout. So the first is banner. I will change my right click on it. The first scene always stays there, so you can't change that. Right click on this on the scene, rename, and rename it to banner. Okay, add another scene just like a plus button, go back. Next is my host. So your host could be whoever it is. Third, what do I have? I have Tilawat. Copy, scene 2, oh, sorry, rename that to Tilawat. I'm sorry, I should have typed. Another one, Tilawat translation. Then I can have Nazm. What else do I have? Speaker. Guest, of course. Then I can have dua and credits. Dua would be by maybe by your host or by your speaker, and the last one is credits. You can put your name, the person who's managing, or the team of people who are managing everything. Okay, so what we've done is created the scenes on the left hand side. So as you can see, I have the scenes. Okay, now we have to add sources to each scene. Okay, so what is the name? First one is banner. So I would highlight this, make sure you highlight the right scene, click the plus button on the sources. I need to bring in image. So this gives you the option, what would you like to add to this scene? So all these options, everything explains by itself. Okay, in my case, I'll be bringing an image. Where is the image from? Okay, this is banner again. Okay, and this will ask, it'll give me another option. Where would you like to select it from? Browse. I've saved everything on my desktop. What did I save it as? I hope I remember. Okay. YouTube, how to do things. Praise, whatever, screenshots. OBS test files. So this is my banner. Open it. Voila. Okay, can you see the size is too big? I need to make sure that this fits into the same screen. So if you can hold your mouse and bring it back, drag it down, and then you can move it in your screen, and then hold it from the corner. You can bring it back. Okay, it's there. If you want to, let's say you've selected an image and it's upside down, you can right click on it, transform, flip horizontal, transform, flip horizontal again, transform, flip vertical, transform, flip vertical, or fit to screen. The point is, I'm just trying to show you if you bring an image and you've made a mistake, so this is what you need to do. So my banner is done. Simple as. This is my first scene. Second, host. If I am hosting myself, let's say I am the host. If I'm bringing someone in from Skype, I need to select, if I am hosting myself, then I will select the video capture device. Okay, local camera, click OK. It said which camera would you like to select it from. If it's myself, I would select it, but in my case it's not me, so I'm not gonna select a host. I'll show you. I'll bring somebody in on Skype but later on. Let me complete the remaining first. Tilawat, I already have pre-recording of somebody who did the tilawat, so it's already been saved on my computer. Click the plus sign. What do I need to do? Media files, media source. Let me name it as tilawat. Click OK. Select where the file is. Oh, it brings me to the same folder. This was tilawat. Click OK. OK. And then again, the size is too big. So what do I need to do? I need to drag it, bring it back. This is the right screen. Tilawat is done. Tilawat translation, I need to do the same. It's a video file. Click on it. Media source. Tilawat translation. Click OK. Browse for the file. This was Tilawat translation. Click OK again. Change the size to there. Okay, this is fine. So translation is there. Nazm, you could do the same with Nazm, media source. What did I do? Oh, sorry. Nazm, media source, Nazm 1. Select the number of Nazm is by this person. Click OK. I can drag it to there. Okay, one of the other thing, if the format is wrong or if they have shot the video vertically, then you won't be able to maximize it, because if the video was shot either in wrong format or in wrong angle, then you might not be able to cover it. Then you might need another background at the back. To give you an example, let's say, though I can maximize this, but just to give you an example that I'm unable to change the formatting of this video, and the black background looks pretty bad. So what do I need to do? I can add a background to this. So staying within Nazm, I need to plus the sign again. I need to bring an image. I can label it as background. Okay, browse. I need to select the images, open, voila. Size is then again too big. Let me bring it back. Let me change the size. Okay, now as you can see, the video's gone back and the background is right at the front. It's that easy. All you do is you select what you want to be on the front, and can you see them two arrow keys? This is down, this is move up, voila. Okay, and you can do, in scenes, it's just like creating a pizza. So this is the base of the pizza scene, and the sauces, you can add as many things as you wanted to. You can have as many toppings. So I can have a background on each video, I can have a video, I can have name tags, you can play something else, you can have two videos being played at the same time. But of course you're going to have an issue with the sound. So the best thing to do is have one video, and I can have a muted an MP4 files which is being played in the background, just to make it look good. So I'll show you how that's done. I'm okay with this, so let me bring another video file, which is where is it gone? Media source, MP4 background. Okay, browse. I should have some files here somewhere. MP4 files. This looks good. So you have to select on the file if you want to make changes. So I want this file to be in the background. Okay, MP4 at the background, then the background, and then the Nazam on top. So this is my Nazam, which goes on the top, and then my background, then my background again. I think the blue background might not. What is the blue background? From here you can lock the screens. So let me lock these two, the background. Alright, anyway, you can play around with this. Let me remove this, the background. Let me bring it back up again. No, it's not an image slideshow, sorry. It should have been a file. Media, so image. Image, browse. Resize it. I'm just trying to show you that you can have a number of things. Okay, this is what I was trying to do before. Okay, now it's done. I know it doesn't look good, but I'm just trying to show you that I have an MP4 file being played at the background, then I have a blue background, and then I have a video on top. just to make it look nice, and this is just to give you an idea what you can do. Let me add a speaker, a Skype guest. Okay, in order for me to invite a guest, as I said to you, so what we have so far, we have a host, we have Tilavat translation, Nazam, and I'm going to get a speaker. I've already signed into my Skype. I'll show you my guest on my Skype. So this is my Skype. Make sure your NDI is enabled. If you cannot see this, which means that your NDI is not enabled and you won't be able to get the guest added onto OBS. So make sure the recording device is it's enabled. It says there. If it says stop NDI, which means everything's working fine. And as long as you followed my instructions in the previous videos, you should be able to add them on. So let's add the speaker onto the OBS. And so click onto the speaker, add a speaker, go to NDI source. I want to call this, let's say, UZAFF Muzaffar. And from there, right inside source name, drop down menu, you click on there. And I think that because the guest name is MALTWOS, so I'm going to select this. Okay. Oh, voila. As you can see, he is vertical and I want him to be straight upright. So all you do is right click on it, transform, that's right, click there, and bingo. There you go. I've maximized him to the big screen. So all we do is now we kind of have everything. I know the host is not there because let's say he's not hosting. We'll pretend that. Let me get an image instead of a host, or image 2, whatever you want to call it, desktop. Let's say Murabi Saab is the host. Okay, that's very good. As you can see, I cannot maximize the picture by default. It only goes this far. So what I can do is I can crop the image on this. So in order for you to crop the image, you need to hold the Alt key. Hold it first, and then can you see that changes to green? Bring it here and you can do the same. Hold the Alt key first, click on it, and you need to drag it back. It's called cropping the image, and you can do that with the video as well. So go to the top, hold the Alt key, click on it, not too much. I'll do the same, hold the Alt key. So now, as you can see, and then I can maximize it. Not that much. So what I will do is, what do we need to do? We need to add a background. So let us add a background to this, because the black, it's up to you. You can leave it black as well. Add a background to it. Background. It's always good to label everything so you know what you are doing basically. Okay, desktop. Go back into. Where is my images gone? I'm sorry, I'm trying to find my images. AMA UK, and that's, where is the image gone? Let's use a darker image, that's fine. Okay, fine. Image is too big. Bring it back. Resize it to the right size. All you need to do is learn how to drag and drop. Now the only thing is the background is right at the back. So we need to bring the background. Here you go. Okay. So Murabbi Saab is there. Now the last thing we need to do is we need to add names. So remember, I don't know if you remember, I'll show you how we can also add names to the images as well. So let's add a name to this person. Add again, it'll be an image again, image, name tags. Okay, browse, desktop. There was OBS test, I think. Do I have Murabbi Saab's name? Okay, this is Murabbi Saab. Name tag file is too big. We need to resize it to the. And please be careful that make sure you select the same file when you're resizing the image, because if you select a wrong file, then you can easily create. Okay, there you go. As you can see on under host, I have 4 sources now. Name tags, image at the background. I'm Murabbi Saab's image, he's the host. And the background and local camera, I can remove that because I'm not doing this myself. So voila, there you go. As you can see, this is the name tag. And what you do is as soon as the program starts, so you can keep the name tag on, or by clicking on this, the name tag goes off. So if you want it to appear, click there, disappear during the live stream. Tilawat, we can do the same thing. We can bring his name tag, image, again, name tag, browse the file. Oh, what did I do? Doctor, image is too big, bring it back. Oops. There you go. Okay. Tilawat translation, we can do the same. Media file, image, name tag, click OK. Oh, sorry. Name tag 2. You can use the correct names, by the way, if you wanted to. There you go. Okay, so as you can see now, I have added the background, the logo is already there, the name tag is there. So my stream is almost ready for me to go live. Let's say if you have another speaker and then you have a message from one of the presidents and he's unable to come online, but don't forget you can also have the messages. People will not know when they are watching live transmission that if it's recorded or if it's a live transmission. So we can add another speech by somebody, so we can speaker 2, speaker 2 is there, and we can add a source, media source, what is it called? There you go. So he's one of our presidents anyway, so what we can do is I can shift him to top, speaker 1 and speaker 2. So speaker 2 you have live, he's somebody who's currently live right now, and let's say if you want to start the transmission, everything is up and ready. Let me add his name tag, media source, image, name tag 33, browse the file, doctor, okay, There you go. So my stream is almost up and ready. This is my banner one more time. That's my host. This is the person who will be hosting the show. So Murabi Saab, after the banner, Murabi Saab could come along and I will say, Assalamu alaikum. Today we are about to start a general meeting, and if I can request Muzaffar Saab to do the tilawat, and you can jump on this. Okay, so what we can do is, if you want to start, this is the way to configure tilawat. So because we have the pre-recording, click on the recording, and all we do is click onto the properties. Let me show you one more time. Select tilawat again, right click, properties, and this option, restart the playback when source becomes active. So you can either select this to be, restarted from the beginning, or restart it. Let's say if you made a mistake and you, instead of coming to tilawat, you've gone to translation. So all you do is that all of them, all the recordings, you select them, restart playback when source becomes active. So every time this will play from the beginning. Now sometime if you are unable to hear them, you should be able to hear them anyway. What I've done is, for my purposes, for the recording purposes, I have muted it. So it shouldn't be playing. If it was playing in the background, then it will cause echo in your recording. It should be muted. Okay, if the sound is not working, if you are unable to hear the sound, then what you need to do is, can you see the tilawat? And this is the sound settings. Right click, advanced audio properties, and make sure you select monitor and output. Okay, all of them, they should be monitor and output. Close, and there you go. Same goes with the speaker too. If I can mute the desktop. I'm muting it only because I'm recording at the same time, so I don't want to hear their voices. Properties, restart. Okay, now my stream is ready to go live. So what I need to do is, you can either start recording, or you can go live. Before you can go live, if I click on to start streaming, it says could not access the specific channel or system key. Please double check that your stream key, if you have it, is correct and it's connected. So what do I need to do? I need to click on to settings in order for me to get the key. Stream. I need to get this key. You need to make sure that you are on the right channel. It's YouTube. And this is selected as primary. Don't do anything. And I need to enter a stream key. Where do I get this from? No. Let me just log back into my YouTube channel. Sign in. Select my region. I think in my previous video I already showed you how to get a streaming key. So all we need to do is create, go live, dismiss, OBS test stream, make sure it's public, add a description, public again. People, if you want to select it for later on, let's say if I am, you could do, or you could kind of schedule for later, let's say on June the 9th. 10 a.m. No, it's not made for kids. Advanced. Create a stream. Wait for it. And this is your stream key. Copy the key, and this is your link. So this is your URL where your video will be live, and I need my key first before I can go live. So if I can click back onto the settings again, stream, enter, I'm sorry, you cannot see, apply, okay. So now if I want to go live, I need to make sure that my stream starts from here. And by the way, if you need to add an image, and if you need to add a nazm to a background of this image, we could also add a media file, an MP3 file to this as well if you wanted to. So all you do is, once everything is up and ready, all your guests are on live, everything is connected, you click on to start stream. And if I can show you on my YouTube, it will give me, it says excellent connection. Okay, it is connected. I'll show you, it'll come up here. So I've selected start streaming, excellent connection. Usually there's a delay of between 20 to 30 seconds. So once it gives you this, can you see this? Start streaming, excellent connection. Then you have to press this go live before you can go live. Okay, and in order for you to stop, if I want to go live now, and if you want to share the link, this is the link. You can copy it, share the link with other people, send it to your Jamaat audience or whoever you want to send it to. Then you have to click here, go live. Once you click go live, only then you'll be able to go live. If you don't click here, you won't be able to go live. So this is how it's done in OBS. So right now I'm not going to go live because this was a test stream. I'm going to stop this. I don't need to do anything on YouTube because nothing was done. Stop it. I hope I have covered the basics of OBS. Now there's a lot of details you can get into. You can create, you could be whatever you want to create. You could be more creative. You can add banners, you can add background music, not music, you can add background nazms, you can add background as anything. As you can see, within one scene we have different sources. So let's say if you wanted to add if one of your speaker too wanted to add a presentation as well. Now in order for you to add a presentation, what you need to do is first you have to open the presentation in the background. So let me just find a PPT file. What is YouTube? Okay, this is how it's done. If I minimize my PowerPoint, it will not work. So you have to make sure that your PowerPoint is up and running, and then you go into OBS, you select add a source, and then you select Windows Capture. You can name it as PowerPoint. Okay, from here it will give me an option. What would you like to select? Even if you have any documents open in the background, you can do it. I can even get Chrome. I can get whatever I wanted to. So in my case, I'll be doing the PowerPoint. Select PowerPoint. Okay, change the size again. Make sure you don't want to. What did I do? I added on top of the speaker. I should have done that. Sorry, let me copy this. Add another scene. PowerPoint for speaker 2, paste, duplicate, and it's there. Sometime it will not fit, so that's completely fine, because it's by default. You can drag it if you wanted to. You can make changes in the things. You have an idea. So once your slides is there, if I want to run it, I could run it as a normal thing, and people in the background, they should be able to see whatever I'm doing because I have shared the PowerPoint. Okay, now let's say if you want to add a URL to your stream and you want to show the viewers that what you would like them to do, so we can say website. Then again, you have to select onto website, add a source, browser. So I want to go to www.alislam.org. Okay, www.alislam.org. It should do that. Just give me 1 second. Browser. Should do it. There you go. I think I was doing something wrong before. You can make changes, or you can add any browser if you wanted to. I hope. Okay, on the top you have show recordings. If you have recorded yourself, then you can see the recording there. Settings, that brings you back to the same menu. It's exactly the same as this settings. Profile folder, that's where your profiles are. If you save, I can save this, my profile. I'll show you how it's saved. Copy, just like copy, transform, exactly the same thing. What you can right click and then you can see the transform on your things. Order, you can set the order, move up or move down, exactly the same thing as this. Lock it, so if you have a scene there, you can lock it from there. Okay, that's what this is. View, they are just what you want in the on your control panel. Profile, my profile is called Jamaat. Okay, scene collection, you can new, duplicate, rename, import, export. You can take the whole scene, copy it and then put it somewhere. And tools, that's fine. You don't need to mess around with these settings, and everything else is just basically that's it. We've covered the NDI source. In next tutorial I'll show you how to add guests from Zoom in OBS. So technically sky is your limit. Whatever you want to have, whatever you want to add, this is more technical, and you know, sky is your limit. Whatever you want to do, you know, you could do it. So play around with it, go live, test a few things. If you get stuck, let me know and I'll be more than happy to help you. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I'm Tide myself and I'll speak to you later. Bye bye.